It was found near the famous Valley of the Kings near Luxor.
In Laos, uncovering ancient human burial practices at the mysterious Plain of Jars.
You can see the cut that was performed in order to take out all the inner organs.
Egypt has long been considered a huge treasure trove, filled with historic treasures where the past and present coexist. There is a whisper of remarkable discovery in every grain of sand. But what these investigators discovered exceeded their greatest expectations. A tomb belonging to an 800,000-year-old queen, whose identity has been lost to time and whose narrative is steeped in mystery. Who was this queen? What mysteries lie within her old tomb? This amazing finding has the power to change the way we think about the past completely. Come and explore the amazing discoveries uncovered by scientists as we try to solve the mystery surrounding this ancient queen and the untold tales that have been kept inside her tomb. This expedition into Egypt's past has the potential of illuminating mysteries and marvels that have been kept secret for ages. A startling discovery was quietly taking place well below the surface on January 25, 2011, the day that the streets of Cairo erupted with demonstrators seeking an end to President Hosni Mubarak's 30-year dictatorship. One of the greatest archaeological discoveries of the century was about to be made by a group of archaeologists under the direction of Suzanne Bickel of the University of Basel in Switzerland, inside the ancient tunnels of the Valley of the Kings. At the eastern end of the valley, the party had happened upon the top of a big round stone. At first, they thought it was just the top of a shaft that had been abandoned. But closer inspection showed that the stone was a component of something far more remarkable. The archaeologists had discovered the entrance to a tomb that was ultimately found to be KV-64, but was previously unknown.
Was this supposed to be a secret, hidden and protected place where he could rest for eternity together with all of his stuff?
This was a major discovery. The Valley of the Kings, a royal tomb used by pharaohs and nobles, had not seen one this big in decades. Before they could resume their exploration, the group had to get past Egypt's strict restrictions regarding archaeological finds. They informed the Egyptian authorities, applied for the necessary permits to carry out their excavation, and carefully covered the stone with an iron door that was shut. Once all was clear, Bickel went back to the remote site a year later with a sizable team of perhaps 20 experts and laborers. Among them were the renowned field director Elena Paulin Grote of the University of Basel and the Egyptian inspector Ali Reda. Local laborers with generations-long family ties to the area were also on the squad. The team of archaeologists discovered an old tomb in the Valley of the Kings, Egypt. The tomb was covered in dust and had a black casket with vivid yellow symbols on its top and sides. The coffin was carefully carved from basic tree wood and was decorated with shards of plaster and broken pottery, which ancient Egyptians used to seal tomb entrances. The tomb belonged to a woman named Nemes Bastet, who was believed to be a powerful woman connected to the Amun temple. The Valley of the Kings was once a hub of historic marvels, serving as the final resting place for pharaohs and wealthy nobility during the New Kingdom period. Each tomb narrates a story about the person interred there and the civilization that built it. These tombs are often embellished with intricate murals and inscriptions that shed light on the everyday activities and religious beliefs of the ancient Egyptians. However, modern technology has changed how archaeologists find and examine ancient sites, leading to the discovery of previously undiscovered rooms and artifacts. This interest in these old riddles is still piqued by discoveries like Nemes Bastet's tomb. Despite their simplicity, the objects found in her tomb can reveal important details about the daily routines and funeral customs of the top elite in ancient Egypt. Objects with symbolic value, such as jewelry, amulets, and ceramics, were thought to guard and support the departed in the afterlife. Nemes Bastet's simple wooden coffin and menial burial items contrast sharply with the opulent ceramics, furnishings, and cuisine found in earlier tombs. Her wooden coffin, while expensive, did not have the elaborate interior coffins found in other comparable graves. Is this the final resting place of an extraordinarily old queen? The finding of Nemes Bastet's coffin has shocked Egyptologists to no end. The lavish gold and jewel-encrusted sarcophagi of famous pharaohs, such as Tutankhamun, indicate a different socio-economic position, if not an even earlier period, than the one shown by Nemes Bastet's burial. Although wooden coffins were usually reserved for the impoverished, the artistry suggests she was still a significant person. Bickle's team secured the mummy and reinforced the coffin before transporting it to Luxor across the Nile. There, a comprehensive inquiry is presently being conducted to determine this mysterious woman's genuine identity. Without causing any damage to the mummies, advanced imaging methods, such as CT scans and 3D reconstructions, are being employed to analyze them. Her ancestry may be revealed by DNA research, which might connect her to well-known royal families or make newly undiscovered connections. People frequently discover that the simplest tombs with wooden coffins turn out to be the earliest, providing important insights into the contentious discoveries of ancient Egypt. Their symbols are also often more intricate and beautiful in their simplicity. Researchers have been exploring the history of ancient Egypt, with some indicating that the accuracy of inscriptions was more important than the number of burial goods. Others say that Egyptian artifacts may be concealing a holy secret, or that the Egyptians replicated the original architect's plans after erecting the pyramids. Evidence supporting these assertions has been unearthed, such as over 100 subterranean rooms excavated under Giza in 1995 by Kent Weeks. Scholarly dispute over the pyramids and Sphinx in Los Pucuchos, Peru, has been heated. While some contend that an unidentified ancient civilization created these monuments, others think a later society duplicated them. The Sphinx and pyramids' eroding patterns suggest that the stone guardian is far older than most scholars realize. However, historical precipitation trends contradict this theory, indicating that these formations could be 800,000 years old. The actual age and origins of these amazing constructions remain a mystery to this day due to the disagreement that exists between historical rainfall patterns and erosion evidence. The lack of written papers explaining the construction of the pyramids and the Sphinx adds to the mystery, leaving people wondering what these findings could represent. The recent discovery at the location has the power to fundamentally alter our perception of the past. It was found that building the wall required significant human labor and engineering. However, it was also discovered that a plateau had been purposefully created by filling in the space behind the fortification with earth. This discovery challenged the long-held opinions of specialists who had disregarded the likelihood of human intervention in its genesis. The gates were cleverly planned and the plateau was meticulously carved out to sustain the stronghold. The elaborate design of the entrances showed off the builder's intelligence and made the location accessible while presenting formidable obstacles to intruders. A secret burial room is located deep below the intricate cave system, reachable only after descending 800 meters below the surface. This chamber was expertly constructed to prevent tomb robbers from destroying the bones for generations. The mummies found inside the chamber are remarkable, with their exquisitely preserved attire and complex facial features, suggesting a highly developed civilization. Their presence casts doubt on accepted notions of the origins of the site and holds the key to solving one of archaeology's biggest riddles. Archaeologist Warren Church dedicated nearly 2 decades of his life to uncovering the mysteries of Los Pucuchos, an engineering wonder of antiquity built with great creativity and work. Not only are the Cloud people resilient, but their cultural displays are what excite me about them. They didn't leave any written documents behind, but they decorated their environs with beautiful stone carvings of orchids, butterflies, and jaguars that revealed details about their surroundings and beliefs. Beyond the obvious, Church's findings revealed the Chachapoya's aptitude for agriculture. They carved terraces into steep slopes for crops, demonstrating their environmental adaptation. Church made a stunning discovery in the burial chamber of the site when he discovered mummies that revealed shocking facts. These mummies, in contrast to expectations, had blonde hair, fair skin, and European characteristics. This finding suggested that there may have been transoceanic ties and raised concerns regarding the origins and interactions of ancient peoples across continents. Church called these mummies some of the most fascinating artifacts from antiquity he had ever laid eyes on. Were the Incas and other later settlers, like the ancient mummies, the original creators of this amazing site? One of the fascinating mysteries of history is how they made their way to the Peruvian hills and how they came to be the stewards of this extraordinary environment. Mummies that resemble European mummies have been discovered all over the world. Does this ominously hint at the possibility of a once great society akin to the mythical Atlanteans dispersing their knowledge globally before some disastrous event? Whatever the source of these findings, Church's research is remarkable, and the findings are incredibly fascinating. Even though this marvel is now known as the Shell Grotto of Margate, there is still mystery regarding its origins and purpose, which covers almost every surface, including ceilings and walls. The mosaic is almost 190 meters long and made up of 4,600,000 shells. These meticulously chosen shells for the grotto's color and shape give it an ethereal feel. In an attempt to solve the enigma surrounding its development, scholars have proposed some ideas. One such theory is that it was the whimsical project of a wealthy person in the 18th or 19th century. Some speculate that it could be a remnant from ancient times, perhaps used as an astronomical calendar or connected to the Templars. What further piques interest is that despite its notoriety, the Shell Grotto of Margate has not been subjected to contemporary scientific examination, leaving its age and function unknown. A deeper examination of the mosaic itself reveals an amazing variety of shell types. While local shells like mussels, cocktail limpets, scallops, and oysters dominate the artwork, the flatwinkle makes up the majority of the background in fill between the intricate designs. This lack of concrete evidence only serves to heighten the mystery surrounding it and encourage further speculation and wonder. The frequency of this specific shell suggests that its use in the mosaic was chosen on purpose, possibly indicating a practical or symbolic meaning. Nevertheless, this shell is incredibly uncommon and washed up on beaches west of Southampton, probably carried by ocean currents. Nestled within a landlocked country in Southeast Asia, the Shell Grot remains a remarkably mysterious archaeological site. Over the years, researchers have dug through countless newspaper archives, sifted through oral histories, and even recovered stolen remains of an ancient human species thought to be much larger than modern humans. Additionally, intriguing discoveries of ancient giant artifacts have been made in various parts of the world. These artifacts include tools, utensils, and massive structures that seem impractical for people of our size today, hinting at the existence of a race of beings, enhancing the enigma. Our archaeological site in La provides convincing evidence that this ancient race of giants may have left behind. At the ancient location known as the Plain of Jars, one of the most fascinating mysteries is about the mysterious character known as the Frogman. Thousands of enormous stone jars, each made on such a great scale that they seem impracticable for any modern human usage, are dispersed throughout this huge area in Laos. The Plain of Jars is separated into multiple locations, the largest of which has more than 400 jars, and it crosses the Zhang Kuang Plateau. Some of these jars can weigh several tons and reach heights of up to 3 meters. There are hundreds of stone jars in these isolated, frequently rugged locations. Of these, only one stands out and is decorated with an image of a frogman. The original purpose of these jars is still a perplexing mystery. Were they made by our distant ancestors? This mystery has baffled modern scholars and may never be fully explained. This unusual jar deepens the mystery by raising the possibility of an undiscovered cultural or ritualistic significance. These ancient jars are thought to have originated approximately 500 BC, during the Iron Age. Nonetheless, certain evidence indicates that they can be even older. Near several of the jars, archaeological digs have turned up beads, ceramics, and human remains, suggesting that these locations may have been used for burial customs. The existence of bones and artifacts adds to the mystery of the jar's purpose by hinting at intricate rituals and beliefs related to death and the afterlife. The plane of jars is made even more fascinating by local folklore. According to a common legend, the jars were made by a race of giants who used them to brew and store enormous amounts of rice wine to commemorate a significant military triumph. A bracelet that belonged to the Denisovan species of prehistoric people in Siberia has been found by archaeologists. Scientists have confirmed that this remarkable bracelet is the oldest jewelry ever found, dating it to 40,000 years old. The bracelet was found in Denisova Cave in 2008 and is composed of chlorite, a stone that is not usually found in the vicinity of the cave. This implies that to get the material, the Denisovans may have needed to travel long distances or trade with other cultures. The amazing craftsmanship, which includes a drilled hole made with advanced equipment, suggests that the Denisovans may have had access to more advanced technology than was previously thought. This intricate piece of jewelry shows how much more advanced the Denisovans were than we had previously believed. Subsequent analysis of the bracelet revealed puzzling information that caused a stir in the scholarly world. Before, it was thought to be the result of normal wear and tear, but the finding of a precisely placed drill hole cast doubt on this theory. The accuracy of the hole implied not erosion, but the methodical hand of an old craftsman using what can only be called a highly developed jeweler's instrument. This finding casts doubt on our perception of what prehistoric humans were capable of and suggests a sophisticated, networked prehistoric society. What do you think about these findings? Post your thoughts in the comments section below.